Welcome back. Well, you know how much we love local here on Good Day.
Yeah, and there's plenty of local history to be found all over Northwest Ohio. This weekend, one museum is concentrating on how trains played a huge part in history right here.
I mean, I still do. Yeah, I see them all the time. John Swearingen of the Museum of Fulton County has your invitation to experience history during National Train Day this weekend. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Brought more toys for Stephen to tinker with.
Yes, I've been tinkering again. So tell us a little bit about this. Why bring this history to life for folks?
Well, this weekend is a special anniversary. In May of 2008, they started National Train Day for Amtrak to promote Amtrak and the history of trains. And the reason May 10th was picked was because that's the day the famous Golden Spike was struck, opening the railroad from East Coast to West Coast.
Oh, wow. Well, that makes sense. that is timely. So you all are going to celebrate this weekend for people to come out. Now, this coincides with an exhibit you opened earlier this year, right?
Yes, All Aboard. And it celebrates the history of all the trains in Fulton County. There are 4 different main lines running through, and it has been incredible how many folks have come out to see it. And small people.
Well, who doesn't love trains? You know, my daughter plays with trains. My husband still has his old train set from when he was a kid. So, I mean, I think a lot of people, you like to play with them. And here in this area, we hear them all the time.
Yeah, we do hear them a lot. And speaking of Amtrak, so grew up in Chicago, went to college in Mississippi, and would take the Amtrak back and forth to commute. So it was always a really good time and just enjoyable because you can relax. You can see everything passing by. So this will give folks an opportunity to highlight just the aesthetics of riding a train.
Right. We actually have Amtrak uniforms from the past on exhibit in the gallery.
Oh, very cool.
So, yeah, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, so come out and see it. You brought some interesting things with you that Stephen was playing with.
Yes. So what is this? How old is this thing? And what is it called?
This is a message carrying stick.
Okay.
And if I worked in the depot and I had to get a message to the engineer, there are no cell phones, there are no onboard train phone lines, so there would be a rope across here, and my message would be folded up onto the wire, and then I would hold this out, hoping that the engineer could grab that as the train was going 60 miles an hour down the tracks.
Wow.
So tell us, take us back in time a little bit. What were some of the messages that were being passed?
Well, there would always be a problem down the way where there was going to have to be a halt, a stop in the train, or a place they had to pick somebody up that they didn't know about.
Okay.
And same thing with these lanterns. These are used to signal the railroad from the ground. So red is for stop. There's a problem.
Okay.
So
I was hoping that you were going to say like the messages were like for a Chick-fil-A order, DoorDash, or something like that.
Train dash.
Train dash.
Not quite. And then you have some interesting material, some books and stuff as well. This here you were telling us about right before we went on the air. Teeter and Wobble.
Yeah, it was nicknamed the Teeter and Wobble. It started in Toledo and it ran all the way. They tried to run it all the way to Indiana and it was not successful. And it was an interurban car. So if you go to the spaghetti warehouse here in Toledo, one of these cars, you can eat in it.
Oh, I've always wondered what that was because I've been in there before. And I'm like, that's a train in the middle of the restaurant.
So it was the Toledo and Western, but they nicknamed it the Teeter and Wobble because it was so poorly maintained.
Oh no.
It's your teetering and wobbling.
Right. That's not good.
If you go eating it, you better hold on to your spaghetti,
right? So we talked about actual trains, but there are train sets that are at the museum as well.
Yes, the Swanton Area Railroad Club is helping us this year. They used to do this event at the Amtrak station in Toledo, and they don't do that anymore. So they'll have all the different sizes of trains. This is G scale or garden scale. You could have this kind of train in your yard. German people love to do these. Then there's N scale, O scale, HO scale, and they'll all be on display so that if you're interested in starting your own train collection, these folks will give you an idea of what to do to buy it.
Fun.
Oh, very cool. You know, and when we talk about all the different lines, because as we said, you know, the trains are coming through every day, multiple times a day. There's important work being done. So what does that mean for the history of the economy even here for the county?
Well, today, both lines that run through Fulton County are owned by Norfolk and Southern. And so, for example, the steel mill plant in that corner intersection where the greenhouses are, that wouldn't exist today if those two tracks didn't run across each other right there. Henry Ford built that DT&I railroad over the New York Central because the New York Central refused to have an at-grade crossing. So he just said, well, then I'll go over you. And so that's still today used every day. You can hear the train still today.
And you know, something interesting I always see by the train tracks in Wood County, I see folks down there recording the trains coming in. So do you have a vested interest in what locomotive is coming in? Is that what they're particularly looking for?
Yes, we have a depot in Wauseon that we take care of, and people will come from miles around just to watch the trains come through and do that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I always find it really interesting taking photos and things like that.
And then some of the tracks are now hiking trails. So the Wabash Cannonball, which was running through Wauseon, is now a hiking trail, and you can hike all the way from Toledo from the mall. What is the Fallen Timbers Mall, all the way out to Fulton County.
Oh, wow.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
That's
something new. I didn't know that.
And then you can walk to the museum too, right, this weekend. Tell us when and where the event's happening this weekend.
We're open 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday, and this event is this Saturday from 10 to 4 at the museum. And if you're taking the turnpike, you need to know that our exit 34 is closed.
Yes.
So get off in the Delta exit.
Okay, get off at the Delta exit.
Closed until August, by the way.
Yes.
Very frustrating.
It better be worth the wait, right? Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Make sure you get off at the Delta exit.
Yeah.
Get back.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Well, there's more Good Day in just a moment, but again, a reminder for you this morning.
Tomorrow is the big day, the day you can help kids fighting life-threatening diseases. Remember to reserve your $100 ticket for the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway.
Tickets are available as of 5 tomorrow morning. Thank you in advance from everyone at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and us here at WTOL 11. Good Day is back in just a moment.